Recording here. And it's recording. Okay, so I wanted to have this recording so that Mie feels the support of you guys, or you ladies and Kent, as as we all do going through transitions. And so just sit for a moment. And I've realized as I'm able and I have the capacity to plan forward for 2023, as my heart still feels vulnerable from the last couple of years of plans falling apart and changing. And so creating a vision and letting go of this idea that the vision has to be like what I'm planning. But what I've seen about myself is the month of November is a month for me for reflection and bringing my view forward into the year ahead. And so this will be the last live class this month, and same with my in-person class, just to give me more space for that. And like we said, there's sort of a rhythm as we go through the years. And so I'm starting to see the rhythm. Now I have 2 school-age kids. And so the plan for the year ahead is really around that schedule, because that's where we're bound right now. And also these times for me, December is time where if you have kids or a family where you're involved with winter activities, that also becomes a big thing. And Lotte wrote me 28th of December, we're not having class. So December is over. So January is the next beginning. And we'll keep this link. So you guys are already registered for the link. And we'll just go forward with this. So I will be here for those maybe 35 classes. We know how things go, sickness and things come up, but we'll keep these intentions flowing. So right now we send out a little bit of energy to Mie and her family going through some transitions and challenges on the island with Mauna Loa, who's erupting and sharing her strength. Honoring your family and friends. So Kent is out caring for his daughter. Angela serving her family and her needs, showing up like Lotte so often to this community. So we honor the foundation of your effort and attention, moving against the resistance to show up for yourself. Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Punaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vati Tamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So I want to come back to the mantra that we use, the chakra points to sort of stimulate the energy. So Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. And we'll do like we've done before. So we'll build up. So the first breath we'll exhale Lam, the second breath Lam, Vam. And if you're not sure what the sounds is, they all end in except the last one. So do your best. So just take a breath or two. And if you can, let the sound be with one exhale. And if you need to take extra breaths, no problem. So just see if the breath can offer some depth. Exhale everything out. And we'll inhale, open the arms. Lam. Inhale. Lam. Vam. Lam. Vam. Ram. Lam. Vam. Ram. Yam. Lam. Vam. Ram. Yam. Ha. Lam. Vam. Ram. Yam. Ha. Am. Lam. Vam. Ram. Yam. Ha. Am. Om. We'll do that 2 more times. Lam. Vam. Ram. Yam. Ha. Am. Om. Lam. Vam. Ram. Yam. Ham. Am. Om. And just pause and let that energy vibrate, resonate, or settle down. And then let's come down to the hands and knees. Push this over to the side here. Let me move a little away from the wall. There we go. So since we have a little bit of back sensitivity, I find hands and knees is maybe a little bit safer to support that. So just take a moment, sort of notice how your back feels, how your hips feel, shoulders, neck. Just let your body move. And then once you have a good sensation of sort of what's already happening back there, let's begin to bring conscious movement in. So you can do like a cat-cow kind of movement if that feels interesting. Moving with inhale or exhale in one direction, and then the other side of the breath. And you guys know there's always a pause between inhale and exhale and inhale. So if you find it interesting to give a little space to that pause, make it a little longer, feel free. If you like, you can bring it into Chakravarkasana, moving back and down. Noticing the spots that are talking with you in your back, hips, shoulders as you move. So just very gently lengthening the back of the body as you move down, and contracting the back of the body as you come up. So sort of stretching through the belly, the throat, moving with the breath. If you like, you can do the asymmetric. So take one knee back and maybe move back. You can hold the posture or continue moving dynamically. So one side of the back a little longer than the other. Make sure you do both sides there. And then come back up. Do a gentle side stretch version of this one. So we take one elbow to the floor, arm over to the side, and then just lean back. And then the other side, elbow to the floor, reach the arm over, lean back. And any adjustments you need to do, like sometimes I find it easier to take this arm down, so I got to kind of move this arm out of the way. The idea here is that the shoulders are somewhat the same distance from the floor, so the heart is towards the floor, the hip is back, so you're sort of opening up this side, rib cage, armpit sort of area. Maybe also feeling the side of the torso, maybe even to the hip. Then come back up. A little bit more in that side direction. This time we'll take one hand up, bring it through, twisting. Good. Whatever variation works. A few breaths on one side. And then try the other side. Good. And then for you guys, maybe coming into downward facing dog from here. So take a breath in, exhale, come up. I'm taking one foot off the ground because I'm protecting a part of the body that can't be stretched today. So with you guys, keep both feet on the floor, lengthen the backside. Good. And then eventually just step forward. And come up to standing. And pause. Good. So as you stand for a moment, just sort of gently step the feet, sort of finding that symmetry in both feet as you lift and replace the foot down. So gentle balancing. If you keep the eyes closed, it might require a different set of skills, or it might be just as easy. Okay. And then as you stand here with the feet, maybe lift the toes up. See if you can spread the toes out a little bit and then put them back down on the mat. So when you spread the toes, you have to start to engage the top of the feet a little bit. And then relax the toes. Lift up again, spread the toes out, and put them down. And then relax the toes, keep the balls of the feet and the heels on the floor. Deep roots below, sky above. Each breath we take gives us an opportunity to reside in the heart. With inhale, we gather the sky within us. With exhale, we lift up the earth. And in that space of our heart, we hold the seed of peace. In Mario Tanavara's words, suffering only exists in the space between the earth and sky. And when we come to our heart, we bind the earth and sky together. And there is no space for suffering. So keep that sensation of lengthening through the spine, as if the spine can become a little bit longer, the feet reaching down a little more solidly. This sort of Supergirl posture we spoke of many times. The intention is binding the earth and sky. Just breathing. And then let's lift the hands up. Exhale, let's bring the hands in front of us. And inhale up. The image of holding the sun works a lot better when it's not darkness of winter in Northern Europe. So we'll bring Mie into our practice, reaching up towards the sun of Hilo, Hawaii, rising up now, and bringing that warmth into this dark winter night. And then maybe eventually hold the hands in the space of the heart. And then let's simply touch the floor. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, touch the floor. I'm going to keep my knees bent a lot so I don't stretch the back of the legs too much. Head down. Inhale up. And exhale down. I'm going to set my watch here to remind me of the time. I don't have my phone set up. So keep breathing. Inhaling up and exhaling down. If you like, stay down in the posture for a few breaths. Lotta, if you're having the sinus pressure, can lift the head a little higher, hands on the knees. And then inhale all the way up and pause. Let's do a little bit of standing twist. So the one inspired by the boschetto, the little forest of Francis of Assisi. So first twisting, offering all that energy and light to all of the living beings on the earth, blessing the grass, the bugs, the little mice living in the grass, and just following the fingertips with the eyes. And then hands about shoulder heights, blessing all the living beings, the trees, the forest. Can imagine the radio towers up on the hills, sending out, and then reaching up towards the sky, blessing the birds, the clouds. We'll even offer a blessing out to the Mauna Loa, although on the earth as high as the sky. Good, and then shake it out when you're ready. Let's take the feet a little wider apart. Let's just do a simple side lengthening. Again, samastiti in both feet. Let's keep this out-turned foot. Let's keep the knee a little bit bent intentionally, even if the leg is comfortable straight. Let's do this one. So we'll keep the back arm behind us. We'll sweep this front arm up. Exhale, tilt down, touch the knee, and inhale up and down and up. Be attentive with your neck here. So for me, I find it useful to keep the head facing forward and let the head even drop a little bit. It gives a little lengthening here in the neck. Or you might find it useful to sort of look down. That might be a little more interesting in the back side of the neck. So figure out a position for your head, and then let's rest the hand on the knee, looking forward or up or down. And then each inhale, sweep this arm over the head. Exhale, sweep it back behind you. So whatever head variation feels good, do that. Inhale up. Exhale. Move with the rhythm of your own breath. Maybe stay a breath or two in a variation of the position. You can keep the arm over the head or keep the hand on the low back. Breathing. And then come up, both feet forward, pause, relax. Bend that knee, hand behind, inhale up, and down, touch the knee, inhale up. And then eventually we'll stay with the hand resting on the knee. It's about 4 times, sweeping the arm over. And then staying in whatever variation of the posture you enjoy, feeling, breathing. Feet in samastiti. If you find your toes gripping the floor with a death grip, release the toes. Feel the balls of the feet. Engage the arches. Come back to the center. Pause. Maybe a gentle forward fold. I'm going to go halfway down, so I resist stretching the back of my leg. Otherwise, go all the way to the floor. And then come all the way back up. Okay. So these asymmetries. So today I'm not going to do some of the things. So I have a wound in the back of my leg from my dermatologist. So she removed something. So there have been stitches which have been removed, but then there was a little hole. So everything's tied back up now. So I'm not stretching because I don't want the hole to open again. So let's move towards the floor. And instead of Chakravakasana, let's come into Vajrasana. So synchronizing our movements now. So inhaling up. One movement, exhale down. Hands to the low back, head to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Stay standing, hands come down, maybe even to the low back if you like. Inhale up. Exhale down. So each exhale, the hands return to the low back. It's a nice little loop completion. So just keep moving. Find the rhythm of your breath. Make sure your knees feel comfortable. And the next time you come down with the standing on the knees, bring the arms down. And let's take 1 foot forward. And now I'm gonna support my knees by finding my blanket. I've started leaving a yoga mat in the place where I teach on Thursday nights, so now I only have one mat here. So inhale, come forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, maybe take one arm up and back down. Again. I'm going as far forward as feels comfortable for you. So for me, I'm inhibiting the motion forward. So instead of doing a deeper bend that will lengthen this part of my leg, which I don't want to lengthen, it's actually doing a bit more work on the hip flexors here. So this is a nice way to practice. Come out. So 2 hands can stay on the knees, 1 hand or no hands. Hands up is a little wobblier, but also a little more strengthening for our joints. Good. And then we can stay in this posture. Hands can stay up. They can maybe come down, touch the space between the shoulder blades if that feels comfortable. Chin can be down or lifted up. Release. If you want to lengthen the back side of this front leg, then just lift the toes up, straighten the leg, and lean forward towards it. So it's not what I'm going to do. So if you lean forward with the straight leg, you'll lengthen the back side of this leg. You can stay there for a few breaths. And then come up when you're ready. And then we'll switch sides. So again, we'll do just 2 breaths with the hands on the knees, 2 breaths with one hand moving, and 2 breaths with both hands moving, if that's the rhythm that feels good. Okay, so inhale. And think about your sternum moving upwards, shoulder blades together. So they often use the image of a puffed up pigeon chest. You ever see the pigeons walking around with their big fluffy chests? And then 2 hands if that feels good. Then we'll come forward again, staying in the posture. Hands can be up, they can be on the knee to support you, can be behind you, between the shoulder blades. So find which version supports you today. And then when you've had enough of that, you can lengthen this front leg, lean forward, letting the back round. Good. Come back to standing on the knees. Good. And then we'll do a little sequence. We'll do a little bit of a flowing sequence. Yeah, warm up. The Swedes are taking off the jackets. That's a good sign. All right. So we're going to inhale, hands up. Exhale, we'll come down. Inhale, come all the way up and forward, belly on the floor. Exhale all the way back. You can come into downward facing dog. Inhale, knees on the floor. Exhale, child's pose, hands to the low back. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Okay? So we'll do that a couple times together again. Okay? So when you do downward facing dog, do both legs. I'm going to keep one leg off the floor. Okay? So inhale up. Exhale down. Hands to the floor in front of you. Inhale, hands and knees all the way through, belly to the floor, shoulder blades together like a cobra. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, knees to the floor. Exhale, Chakravarkasana. Then slide the hands to your low back. Stand all the way up, Vajrasana. Stay standing on the knees, hands to the hips. Okay? We'll try that maybe 2 more times. So inhale up. Exhale, Vajrasana, hands to the floor. Inhale through the hands and knees, belly to the floor, shoulder blades together, cobra. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, knees to the floor. Exhale, hips to the feet, hands to the low back. Sweep the arms up, stand on the knees. Stay standing, hands down. 1 more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands in front of you. Inhale through the hands and knees, belly to the floor, shoulder blades together. Push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, hips to the feet. Stand on the hands and knees. Hands to your side. Pause. Good. And then let's come to lying on the back. So just take a moment, feel your back on the floor. See if you can feel like your shoulder blades are flat on the floor. So like your shoulder blade is like a big plate. So make sure the plate is flat on the floor. So you may have to move the arms. You may have to sort of do a wiggle here. This requires the shoulders to be pretty open, so the arms might feel more comfortable out to the side instead of next to your body, which is fine. Let the knees wiggle a little bit side to side. Just notice how your sacrum feels, low back. Can maybe even lift the buttocks and lower it down a few times. This is a great adjustment for anybody coming onto the floor when we have a little bit more backside on us than young, thin Indian guys who developed some of these sequences. Helps to get the low back a little flatter, a little more supported. And then again, find your feet, Samastiti, balls of the feet, heels of the feet, maybe lift the toes, leave the toes, come back down. So this is a nice way for Kent to get that awareness of the different toes and how they come into contact with the floor. And then once you have your solid foundation, just lifting the body up to the little bridge, Dvipadapitam. So inhale up. Exhale, slowly, slowly come down. Unwinding the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. And play with this a little bit. So for me, I'm having a little bit of tightness in the upper back today. So when I come down halfway and pause, And then take a second breath to come all the way down. I feel a little bit more release maybe, or some positive sensation in my middle back, upper back. So you can come up and down as we often do, or you can do any variation on one side, the other side. Come down in 2 parts or 3 parts. So just play a little bit. And just use this simple movement to become more aware of how the different parts of your spine flow together, how easily or difficult the muscles surrounding the spine release and let go. If you take a little more time with the body lifted up, you start to really feel the support of the legs and how much work they do. Keeping the feet in samastiti. If you sort of forget and start gripping with your toes or doing strange things with the toes, just let the toes relax, or maybe lift them first and then release them. I'm not sure why, but a lot of people, their toes go up in the air when they come down in this posture. Good. Then pause a moment. We're just going to stretch the feet out on the floor. And Angela, this is a foot exercise we did last time that I don't think we've done here before. It's something that we've learned from a physical therapist here. So you're just going to keep the feet pointed up. And then all you're going to do is just move the toes. So toes point up and down. So just wiggling your toes all together. Both legs. Keeping the legs where they are, keeping the feet where they are, just moving the toes. You're not pointing and flexing the whole foot, just the toes. Not as simple as it sounds for some of us. Notice if you can, so you might even feel some movement on the legs. So there's muscles involved in moving the toes that are running down the legs, even up the back of the body. And then just take one leg, let's say the left leg. You're going to bend the knee up and then straighten the leg down and flex the foot and push it. And pause a moment. And then we'll take the right leg, the knee up, bring the knee towards you, and then stretch the leg back out, flex the foot, and release the legs for a moment. I should say this exercise given to us by a physical therapist was not about the feet. It was actually about the neck and shoulders and the jaw. So this is the foundation of some of the work with the shoulders and jaw. She's a very, very good physical therapist. And then we'll do what Lota has named the great banana. So we're going to take one foot, let's say take the right foot over to the right side and take the left foot next to it, the toes pointing up. So don't go too far to the right. So both hips stay where they are. Then we can take the left arm up and sort of let yourself become like a banana. Both shoulder blades stay on the floor, both butt cheeks stay on the floor. Pausing here. Then the head is looking towards the ceiling. So the side of the neck, left side of the neck is a little longer than the right side. So you're full banana from the base of the skull to the pelvis all the way to the feet. And just stay there breathing for a few moments. And if you haven't already, make sure you're taking a few deep breaths here. Just notice if there's a particular place the breath gets a little stuck, or anywhere you feel a little restriction as you deepen the breath. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to come back to the center. Pause for a moment, just feel one side and then the other. So give a minute to the fascia to sort of release here. And then when you feel like you've sort of neutralized, we'll do the banana on the other side. So step the left foot to the side, the right foot next to it. Right arm sweeps up here. You can tilt the body to the left a little bit. Nose is pointing up towards the ceiling, but the right side of the neck is a little bit longer than the left side. Both shoulder blades on the floor, both butt cheeks on the floor. And then take some breaths here. So any adjustments you need through this posture, take them. This should feel pleasant, should feel comfortable. And then when you complete, we'll come back to the center, pause a moment. And then let's gently take right and left knee up, hands on the knees, little gentle Uttanasana. So you can pull the knees towards you as you exhale, let the knees move away from you as you inhale. And then release the hands, take them out to the side. We'll do a little gentle twisting. So take a breath, and as you exhale, let the knees come to one side. Nice and slowly. And then inhaling center and exhaling twisting. So finding your rhythm. Notice what you feel. If, for example, you've gone back to your Zumba classes, this might waken some of those muscles you've been using in Zumba. Or it might make next week's class a little bit hippier. Low back pelvis connection. And then after a few breaths, let's stay on one side, twisting. And then when you complete the second side, just roll onto that side and sit up. Do a couple of seated positions before we complete. So you guys can keep both legs in front of you. I'm gonna tuck one foot in just so I don't irritate my skin here. And let's just come forward as far as you comfortably can. Inhale, lift the shoulders, lift the head, lift the chest, come back to sitting. And exhale, come forward. So you guys do it with both legs in front of you. Paschimottanasana. I'm doing like a version of Janu Sirsasana. So just coming down, let the back side of the body release. And then you ask your body to engage behind you, head, shoulders, upper back. Lengthen, 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 like we do when we're connecting the earth and sky. And then folding forward. Good. And then release, fold forward. Angela, I'm having flashbacks from Assisi every time I say release. I release and I let go. I let spirit run my life. And that's about all I remember. Come all the way up. And maybe let's take both feet in. And then let's cross the legs, or you can keep the feet together, but I find crossing the legs is a little more easier. We're going to do first a side stretch. So just leaning over, over, over. Like we do standing, let the arms sway a little bit side to side. The arm on the floor is guiding you down, but supporting you at the same time. So as always, we're lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. And eventually stay on one side. After a few breaths, we'll stay on the other side. And then eventually come up, come forward, as much as feels comfortable for you. And then we'll come back to the floor. And as you feel ready, we'll rest. So take a little time if you need, tending to the neck, the shoulders, or the hips or knees. And then when you feel safe and complete, just find a comfortable resting position. And just let your body rest. And as you rest here, just honor this completion of our time together in 2022. Many hours of your time coming back to yourself, offering your nervous system a little bit of time to come down. A little bit of sweetness and lightness. Acknowledging that you gave your time, but you also shared your time and energy and light, sharing your own inspiration with each of us. And just let that realization help you visualize the expansion of your little self in this world. This little self that is timeless, has the capacity to touch beings even far from where you are, thanks to the support of technology. That whatever challenges we have with the changing face of technology, it does allow us to recognize that we share something more of ourselves than this physical space. So people give different names to these ideas of energy or connection or spirit, whatever you call it. The reality that when we come together with people, whether it's on this medium or in person, it does something for us, something that gives us a little bit of light and a little bit of energy to enjoy or to endure so that we can keep serving those around us. And slowly take a moment to come back to the senses in your body, the deepening of your breath. And take your own time and come back to sitting. So Anjali Mudra with a little bit of space in the hands, an offering of the heart. So thank you for making this possible in this past year of many transitions, honoring the positive transitions, the transitions that were more challenging, all bringing us to this point in this moment in our lives, growing into the people we are today. And thank you for showing up and bringing your energy, your light, and your inspiration with you. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings learn from this. May all beings receive the gift of this. Thank you.